Hey you guys, it's Michelle here. Thanks for joining me today and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a patron request video on how I choose what florals I use in my spreads and how I cut them and place them. So stay tuned if you want to check it out. So I pulled a bunch of my favorite floral books. I've got Spring Florals Volume 2 by KELLOFAPLAN. I'll be sure and link all of them in the description box as well. I've got Just Bloom from RONGRONG, CHIC Spring from Live Love POSH, Beautifully Lined from Live Love POSH, and then some Happy Planner books, Seasonal Flowers, Seasonal Whimsy, Made to Bloom, and Paper Raven Co. I don't know that I'll use all of these, but I just grabbed a bunch of them, and I was going to just show you a few different ways that I go about choosing how to use them. And this video is a patron request from Kim, and she wanted to know my thought process on how I choose florals and put them together in my spreads, like the angle I cut and why, how I choose the color or size, etc. So I pulled a couple of different sheets to show you. These are actually sheets that I'm going to probably finish off camera, but I do want to show you the floral part here. This is my social media spread for this week, and I've got a couple of daily sheets. So let's start with this one. Okay, so one of the factors that comes into play is obviously if I want to do a floral spread or not, which I love flowers and I do them more often than not. But like with this particular spread, there's already some shading on the page, and I wouldn't want to choose a color that would totally clash with that. So like something in the blue or purple family, and I would definitely cover that up. But for this example, I'm going to use Paper Raven Co. by Happy Planner, and I love this book so much. I've only used it once, but there are some beautiful purple florals in here that would be so pretty with this spread. These here, and they have like a blue offset behind them. Also, I like these because they're paper and not clear, and they will cover this up. Of course, I could easily wipe that out. So let's see. So definitely with this one, I wouldn't want, the first thing I want to do is cover it up. I wouldn't want something totally huge because I'm going to need to write some things there. So I'm going to grab this one. Actually, I think I want something a little bit larger. So let's go with this blue one. Okay, I'm definitely going to cut that apart, but I'm going to put that right there just to cover that up. And my thought process on where to cut it is like right in half. And then with the other half, I'm going to use that over on the left corner for balance. And I don't know, I could do it like this, but I want it in the corner because that's sort of in the corner of this box. So I'm thinking, how could I cut this and A, still be able to use what's left over, and B, have it to fit what I'm wanting it to look like. So I'm going to go about halfway here because that's going to give me a nice little corner presence that's going to balance itself out. Then cut this. Then I could still have this for another corner. So I'm going to put that right there, and that way I have used that one sticker in 3 different places. And I'm already liking how the colors look with the color on the page. So also, I'm going to just do florals in this spread because that would also come into play what I would decide if I was going to use them with like some Squad Girls or some RONGRONG Girls or some other element besides just flowers. These are going to be the main deal in this spread. So I want to go ahead and use this big one. And if you ever don't know where to start with flowers, corners are the best place to start. Get like all 4 of your corners that have some of a little bit of the same type of flowers, and it's going to give you some balance. So I think So I think I'm going to use this here. I want to cover tasks and April because I already know it's April and I'm going to relabel this anyway for Patreon. So there I have 2 here and then a little bit of a larger one up here. So it's all about just balancing it out. So I'm going to cut that straight across here because I can still use the rest of this sticker somewhere else. I could even cut it in half. And then this leaf, I'm going to cut it as well because that would be a good little thing to put on a box or something or somewhere else. Actually, I think I'm going to use it right here because there's not any leaf action. So I'm going to lift up this and just put that right under there where you can't tell where it's been cut. So I'm going to put that right there, just to give it a little of that green, a little bit more leaf action. Okay, and then over here, I could cover up 2023 because this is going in my planner. I know exactly what year it's going to be and also what month it is because it'll be filed in April. So I'm going to actually cut these 2 apart because I want to use this bigger one right here. Just like that. And I always save scraps. All right, so already it looks, you know, kind of pulled together. I'm going to go ahead and use this little scrap right here because just to have some green on both sides. Okay, and really, I mean, this spread wouldn't need a lot more, maybe some quotes, but I'm going to go ahead and show you like what I would do with everything. Yeah, so I'm going to put that back, and then I want to use some more florals over here, like in the center. So what I want to do is take one of these. Let's see, what do I not have over? I have purple and blue. Okay, it's all right. And I think what I'll do is to get some more in the middle here, I think I'm going to cut a piece to go like to frame this particular box, like to go right here. So I'm going to take this and use something just like I could use a sticker book and just go ahead and cut that, like cut the corner out of it. And then when you're cutting directly on your sticker books, you can always take it out if you're worried you'll cut through, but you just kind of get a hang of how much pressure to use with your X-Acto knife. So now I have a corner that's been cut, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that right there, just to add a little bit more floral to this side, just like that's a box. So then with what's left, the cutout part of that, I could do that up here. I think that's what I'll do. Just like that. And with these kind of flowers that have like the different color background, I would not mix those with any other kind of flower just because I like them all to match. So let's see, let's also do one down here. So I've got this little scrap I could put right here. So that's probably all the flowers I would do for this spread until I put down quotes and boxes, and then I may add a few more finishing touches. So I'm going to go on to another example. Let's get this very neutral daily sheet that I've had forever. These came in a Be Happy box, like the Stay Wild Be Happy box. And for this one, I'm going to grab Chic Spring from Live Love Posh. I think these flowers are so pretty, and they would look really pretty on this neutral page. So again, taking into consideration what the page looks like if it's completely blank, of course you can do whatever you would want. So with these, I definitely want to work in some of these as well. So I think I'll do this little Polaroid up in the corner. Just cover up that section there. So then to cover up that little bit at the top where there's that little circle printed, I'd probably cut this and have it sort of like it's just blooming out from that. Just like that. And then even trim that off. And it's a super tiny scrap, but I would still use it right here. Take that other Polaroid, this one, and have it down here. So that one's sort of falling that way, that one's falling that way. Okay, and I want sort of a larger flower there. So I'm going to take this peach daisy right here. And cut that to frame that side, just right in the middle. Then I could even use this up here. Okay, so I want another flower. And for that one, I'm going to just cut away where it looks like it's framing the photo. Or like it's behind it. And I don't always do this, but these flowers are pretty light. So I'm going to use this Jelly Roll pen to sort of soften that black line. And you can still see it, but it's not as pronounced. Or you could just use whiteout. I'm actually out of whiteout right now. I need to order some or go pick some up. So here is another little scrap I could put right here. And I just like them to look like they're just tucked in, you know, under boxes, blooming out from the sides of the page. Then that scrap that was left over from that one, I'm going to use that here, like it's just falling down or blooming up. Then let's get one more flower at the bottom. Let's do this one. I'm going to do that one right there. And I feel like it looks good. I may want a little bit of flower over here though, just barely peeking on the page because I don't want to cover up too much more of that. And then that scrap that I have left over from up there, I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to use the Plannything Plain Rainbow Pastel boxes because they're perfect for this and I love them. Let's get to like this color. Let's actually do this here. So then like more of the melon color. So I'm going to put this one here, and then this green one, have it right here. So I'm going to use also this little quote that says, "Happiness blooms from within," right in that little spot. And a little flower action around those. I think I'll put this little cell phone right here too. Okay, now one more flower and we'll be done with this one. So I want to do, and I'm not afraid to cut a flower and leave half of it for later. I don't have to use it all now. So I don't know what I'm going to use yet, but let's see. What have I not used? I haven't used one of these. So let's do that. I think I'll do it right here. And that would still give me room to write on those lines, of course. So I'm going to put that about midway down. There, and then I'd maybe like something at the top up here. But I do feel like it needs a little greenery with it. And a lot of times I'll mix, if I don't have enough leaves, I'll go find another set of florals that has greenery that's like drawn the same or about the same color. So I'm going to put this right here, where just a little bit of it's peeking on the page. And I can still use the other half. And up here, I'm going to use this scrap, but I'm going to take this leaf off so there's just a hint of it. Just like that. Okay, so that's all I would do with that one. On the other side, let's try a different sticker book. So a good place to start if you know you want to use florals is what are you in the mood for? What kind, like bright, colorful flowers or more neutral flowers, dainty or bold? Or you can just pick a particular book that you know you want to use that has a particular set of flowers in there. So that's a good place to start also. I think on this one, I'm going to use this KELLOFAPLAN Spring Florals 2, because you can use anything on this color palette. So I'm going to use these beautiful florals, and I like this because it's already cut for the side, and I think it would look really pretty just peeking on the page right here. Just like this. And then I'd sort of like plan out my spread from there. So I think in this space, I'd probably like a quote and maybe some boxes up here again, or I could do boxes here. Let's see what we've got. I kind of like this mint green here. And then I could just cut away what little is under there, so it wouldn't show through. And then let's do a quote right above it. Let's do this, "Spring is good for the soul," right here. Also, I'm going to add a little flower right in here. So obviously I want to choose a small one, but something that can just kind of fit in that space. And I could even do the rest of it over here. And that sort of separates that little section, and now I could put a couple more boxes up here, and then we'll get back to the flowers in just a second. I want to use a pink, so I'm going to do the pink right here. And then have this green one sort of layered off of it. Actually, I think I'm going to stick with the pastels. Let's go with this peach. I like that better. So we'll layer that one off of it, and then I'm also going to do a little bit of flower action there and there. And actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to move this one because I could have a different one here and it won't look so matchy. And for that, I want something small-ish. So see these rounded corners? I hardly ever use these just as they are, but I'll use parts of them and save the rest. So I think that would be really pretty blooming up like that. And just fill that little space in nicely. And this right here. So I'm going to cut this right where the leaves hit the orange rose or flower, so I can still use that. Okay, so I'm going to trim that. And there, it just looks like it's blooming right up out of there. The rest of this piece I'm going to put right over here. Part of it anyway. Now we've got, the left side looks great. I feel like we need some flower presents up here. What would be really cute to me is something to fill in. I hardly ever use that, today's focus. I like to use it as a decorative spot. So another one of those little bouquets right there. I think that's cute. I'm going to put some paper there, or you can use whiteout. I don't have any right now, so. So that looks really cute. And then I could also have a couple of flowers falling onto the page. So I would use something small, just like half of it or so. Use the rest of that right down here just to have a little bit of floral action there. And actually, I think maybe I'll scoot this over some. It's a little bit close to that. But you get the drift. I'm going to go ahead and go to one more example. For this one, I have my dried florals. This is a daily sheet planner, and it's got the really neutral boho. I did cover up the spine on this one, so I could use whatever color flowers I want, but the lines on this are kind of a terracotta color. So for this one, let's use the RONGRONG Just Bloom sticker book. And I think I'm going to use these pretty pastel flowers, just because that's just kind of what I'm in the mood for. You know what? I might put this here. Oh, I think that's pretty. And then use this piece over on the other side in the corner. Just like that. I'm going to cut it this way because that's the way I can use the majority of it. And then the rest, little scrap, I could always have to tuck in a corner, this part here. That way we didn't have to waste anything. And then what do I want to do with this? I think I'll put this and I might do one of those circles from that same Planning book to cover this with, and I could still use it to write in. These focus thing. So let's see. Could use some circles. Let's go with this peach colored circle right here. We can write whatever we want in there. Then down here, I do want to go ahead and use some more flowers on all the way down the spine. So let's use this here. And the rest of that like that. I'm going to go ahead and punch that. Okay, and then let's use, I think I'll stick with that same color. Like right over here, I'm going to have this. And put this on, layered onto it. Just lift those up. And I think that looks really pretty. And then let's also do let's maybe do a green with that. Yeah, that's cute. And then right here, let's do a little butterfly. Then I'd like a little bit more peeking onto the page here. Not too. Something like this. Save that scrap. Then I think that looks pretty there. Also, it's just about trying things that, you know, trying different things and seeing what looks good. Let's get a little bit of greenery with that. Just a small piece. Let's move this little butterfly up here and have a different one there. How about that? That fits good in the corner. And then a little bit of greenery, and we're going to be good with this one. I'm going to add a little green to that. And thought process there was this one's going this way. It just looks really organic to have this one going that way, like things would naturally grow. And then I can do the rest of that right here by this one. And I still have room to write my reminders. So those are a few examples of how I choose my florals. That was a very good suggestion, Kim. I really hope this helps. If you guys ever have any questions, just drop me a comment and I'll be glad to help. But a lot of it's just playing around with the floral stickers you already have and figuring out what you're in the mood for or what you want to use that day, and then just maximizing your space and your stickers. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!